If you spend your life begging for respect, have you truly respected yourself yet? The world doesn't listen to voices that plead. It listens to presence that commands silently. What if the very thing you're chasing only comes when you stop chasing it? A weary seeker once approached a wise master, hands stretched out in a silent plea for a blessing. The master smiled gently and placed a single grain of rice in the seeker's palm. Confused and disappointed, the seeker asked, "Why only one grain?" The master responded, "Empty hands draw what matches their state. A hollow heart attracts only what will weigh it further down." This world, like a mirror, reflects the inner posture of the soul. When you bend low in desperation for validation, you attract only disregard. Real respect is never demanded or begged for. It rises naturally from the quiet dignity we hold within ourselves. Just as a shadow follows a form lit by truth, so too does external respect follow internal reverence. Buddhist scriptures remind us, self is the lord of self. If we do not respect the self, who else will? No amount of pleading can till the soil of a world we refuse to cultivate within. Respect begins not in others, but in ourselves. The mirror lake and the silent monk, a wandering monk, desperate for wisdom, traveled across forests and mountains, seeking a sacred lake rumored to reflect the true nature of the soul. Upon arrival, he eagerly gazed into the still waters, hoping for enlightenment. But what he saw chilled him, a man bent in posture, hollow-eyed, silently begging for respect. The reflection didn't speak, yet its cry was deafening. "Honor me," it pleaded. The monk recoiled. Was this truly who he had become? Shaken, he turned away only to encounter a sage seated nearby who gently said, "You chase reflections. What you see frightens you not because it's false, but because it is true. Begging for respect is like trying to catch the wind. Until you stand still, you will grasp nothing." The man who burned his bowl long ago, a young man burdened by disrespect, sought out a master carpenter. "Teach me to make something so perfect people will finally respect me," he said. The carpenter taught him the fine art of woodcraft, the rhythm of the grain, the patience of polishing, the precision of form. But despite the beauty of the bowl he created, the young man shouted at those who admired it without reverence. Eventually, the master said, "Throw the bowl into the fire." Shocked, the man resisted. "But I poured my life into it." The master replied, "Exactly. You poured life into a thing, hoping it would earn you honor. But never once did you pour life into your spirit. The world does not bow to bowls. It bows to beings." From that moment forward, the man ceased chasing attention and began building himself. Respect no longer came from what he made, it radiated from who he became. The lion who didn't need applause in a grand forest, animals gathered daily to sing songs of praise to the lion. But the lion remained silent, neither pleased by their praise nor disturbed by their silence. One day, a cunning fox whispered, "He does not honor you. Stop singing for him." And so, the animals did. Yet the lion changed nothing. He hunted, rested, roamed as he pleased. Soon, the forest realized the lion's power came not from their celebration, but from his essence. Approval neither fed him nor shaped him. He simply was. The soul anchored in self-respect needs no spotlight. When you stop performing for the world's applause, your soul rests immovable. From that stillness, true strength is born. The beggar king and exiled prince wandered in rags, begging, "I am a king. Respect me." But the villagers laughed. One day, an old woman handed him a mirror. "See what the world sees," she said. The prince was startled, anger in his eyes, filth on his skin. He realized the truth. Long before the world rejected him, he had accepted being a beggar. She told him, "When you live like royalty, not by title, but by action, no words will be needed." And so, he became a gardener in a monastery. He tilled soil, served others, and mastered himself. Years later, people bowed not to his title, but to the quiet dignity he embodied. Respect no longer needed to be spoken, it was felt. The bamboo and the oak, a farmer planted 2 seeds, an oak and a bamboo. The oak quickly sprouted tall and wide. The bamboo remained a stub for years. "Grow faster," the farmer urged. But deep below, the bamboo stretched its roots wide and strong. When a storm came, the oak cracked and fell. But the bamboo, rooted deep, bent, and survived. Real strength is not always seen, it grows patiently in silence. Those who chase respect often collapse in storms. Those who build themselves patiently withstand anything. The river and the stone, a stone by the river demanded, "Respect me, I have lasted for ages." The river flowed past silently, brushing the stone daily. Slowly, its sharp edges softened. Over time, people admired the stone's smooth beauty, never knowing the river's quiet work. Transformation doesn't require shouting. It comes from gentle, consistent being. Like the river, those who shape themselves from within will be noticed not because they asked, but because they are. The monk's realization, the wandering monk, now changed, looked once more into the lake. This time, he saw himself standing tall, not begging, not pleading, just being. The sage whispered, "When you demand respect, you declare you lack it. When you carry it within, you never need to speak it aloud." The monk bowed not to the sage, not to the water, but to the awakening within. He walked away not as a seeker of honor, but as a quiet guardian of his own dignity. The final teaching, respect, is not a favor granted by others. It is an echo of your being. The lion teaches self-trust. The beggar king reveals the hollowness of words without action. The bamboo shows unseen inner growth. The river demonstrates gentle, silent power. Zen teaches, stop begging for respect. Start becoming respectable. Let the world take its time to notice. Your peace must come not from their validation, but from your quiet knowing. You are not your loss, not your crown, not your applause. You are the silent flame no wind can blow out. Walk through this world not to prove, but to radiate. Respect is not demanded, it is recognized by those who can see what you no longer need to show.